Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, I think YouTube just reminded me we're live. And yes,
Oh,
they
good.
did.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. I want to first welcome everybody here in chat. We're going to take a couple of minutes to acknowledge everybody and say hello, and then I'm going to give my lovely co-hosts a chance to... Why are words hard? What are you doing? What are you... Introduction. Oh, my Lord. Okay. They're gonna talk about things.
For the people paying attention, this is our normal Tuesday.
Right. True. We're gonna real quick say hello to people in chat, and then we will do intros. Mama Maggie was first. Hey, Mama Maggie. We hope to get you up here with us soon, Mama Maggie. Actually, all of you at some point. JC Carpenter, good morning. I hope the bebe is well. Hi, Adam. How are you? I hope you're staying cool. I know it's hotter than all hell over there. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Nick K, good afternoon. Good to see you, Nick. I was just texting with Nick. I'll text you back later, Nick. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you. Lauren is one of our guest judges for the CGL writing contest. Excited for that. Sui, I have not seen you in so long. Hello, my friend. Big hug. 12 days left in Camp Nano. Don't remind me. The struggle. It is always real over here, Lauren. That is really my brand, isn't it? So yeah, oh my gosh, you've been sprinting since 5 a.m. Writers Club. Okay, wowza. The baby is watching you guys. Oh, bless. At least I have a fan. Hi, Anita. Good to see you. Anita had an amazing Actually, everybody up here had amazing AWC presentations. Tiffany, Morgan, Anita, Maggie, everybody, Lauren, everybody did wonderful jobs. Be sure and go check out those playlists and support everybody. Oh my goodness. Hello, Evo. We were also texting. Okay, how about you guys do the thing I couldn't think of the word for? You know, the thing you do at the beginning where you talk about yourself.
Do you want to go first?
To me?
Oh, me. Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Hi, all. Yeah, this is a normal day. I'm Tiffany, TLRUSSLIFESTYLE on all the interwebs. You can catch me on my channel, on my YouTube channel. On Thursdays, we do PJs and Scribbles. This month, it's the More Than Scribbles. We have fun and talk about all kinds of crazy stuff over there. And sometimes we actually sprint. And then we also, I have a podcast called This Great Life, where we talk about, or I talk about, I guess, writing, entertainment, and all things lifestyle. It's a good time, so come hang out. I have a Kindle Vella that is coming out next Tuesday. I'm not freaked out about it at all. And I will be reading the first chapter on Sunday. So get excited, come hang out. And if you want to get sneak peeks, go to my Ko-fi page and join my book club over there.
I haven't done that yet. I need to do that. I will go do that. Morgan Lee, tell everybody about your wonderful self. First of all, I said both of the... I'm going to switch to Scrivener, thanks to Tiffany. So if you haven't watched that, do it. And the diversity stream was amazing. I heard so many great things about both of your presentations. So you should both be so proud of yourselves. I'm just bragging on you one more time. Okay, Morgan, take it away.
And I don't think Richard's in the chat, but can I just... I had kind of jumped in and out of Richard's stream, like when he was doing it for the AWC, so I didn't hear all of it. I just went in there. Shouts out to Richard. I think he mentioned me like 17 times in his thing, because he was just like, if you don't know Scrivener, check out Tiffany's presentation. And this is Scrivener.
Yep.
Look at Tiffany. I was like, what?
So we actually counted.
Yeah, we had a great, like, I guess, YouTube chat yesterday, going back and forth about his presentation and mine. So shouts out to Richard, because he's just a gem.
He is, and his presentation was great. He shouted out Morgan. He shouted out Tiffany. I counted. He shouted out almost everybody else, which I teased him about. You only had 20 minutes. You spent 4 of it talking about other people's stuff.
And I forgot to tell him, why was I sitting here watching his stream and singing God Save the Queen as it played? And he would probably beat me up because I did. Okay, so I totally Americanized God Save the Queen, because it sounds like our America the Beautiful. And so I sing like God Save the Queen, and then part of it's like America the Beautiful, and then part of it goes back to God Save the Queen. It's really bad, but yeah, that's what I was doing.
We
Oh,
all
thank
sing.
you.
Yes, that's truth. Welcome,
I
Christian.
thought about it, so.
Yeah. Okay, we stepped all over Morgan's intro. Morgan, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Lee. I am an indie author of one book so far. I'm going to get back to posting twice a week, but right now I'm just doing Monday live streams at 8 a.m. So if you want to hang out with me, you can hang out with me over there. That's it.
Oh, I'm real quickly. Amelia just said this. Currently boiling at 100 degrees and wildfires in London. So be careful. If you want to like dodge bullets, you can come to America. So that's what we got a lot of over here. It's also
or cars.
hot.
Sometimes people drive cars into people too.
You summoned him. Richard, we were just talking about you.
Power walking home? Jeez.
At almost 100 degrees.
100 degrees.
Actually, that is 100 degrees.
God bless you.
Yeah. Doing the Lord's work. So the idea behind the show was this, and it's been making for a while. But the idea we had is we get together on Tuesdays behind the scenes on a backstage and work on each other's projects. So someone will say, hey, I'm working on this and I'm kind of stuck, and then we work through it. So we decided that was so helpful for all of us that we wanted to do it with all of you. So this first one, we're just going to work on, well, we're not actually sure, because all of us were kind of, let's just be real. We didn't have a plan. We forgot that today was today. Life has been happening. So this is really a fly by the seat of your pants deal, which is actually on brand. So today we're more telling you about our situation. We have picked a prompt that we're going to talk how we would get into the story, what we might write. But in the future, we are asking for you all to DM any one of us, Morgan, Tiffany, myself, on Instagram. Let us know that you would like to join us. We're going to do it once a month on this Tuesday, I believe. Once a month. And I should have looked up when those Tuesdays are, but I didn't. But again, on brand. So we'll just let you know. And if you have something you're working on, you're kind of stuck, you're like, there's a character that's not working for me, or there's a plot point that's sort of falling flat, or this doesn't read right, whatever it may be, let us know, and we're going to have you up, and we're going to spend the hour with you doing what we do together behind the scenes, except in the future more organized. So which is mostly my fault. So that is the plan. With that, does any of us have any writing stuff going on now? I haven't been writing, so
I've been reading Morgan's edit. So right now I'm in the episode that everybody feels like could be cut, and I still want it.
That's something else we do around here, because we do help each other say, it's okay to cut this thing. I know you love it, but it is serving the story. That sounds like a personal kind of hell. Yay, we want you to come up with us. Eva's brutal. We can put Eva behind a screen so she's not seen. Hello, Grayson, good to see you. Welcome. And Gary, good to see you, Gary. I may like to join you. Please. We'd love to have you, Gary. Why do I gotta be on camera? You don't have to be on camera.
Yeah.
We'll hide you away. Yes. Andrea, I haven't seen you in forever. Hello. Oh my gosh, we could just talk about weather for the hour, because we didn't really have the plan together. Adam
Adam hasn't been writing either.
Well,
I haven't written in like 2 weeks. I just got back to it yesterday at Desiree's stream. So yeah.
Which was a fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Des.
It was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Desiree. Did a great job. Yeah. I started writing a little bit in Gwyneth's stream a week ago. I had an idea for something that was bothering me, and I went in and worked on it. Other than that, I've pretty much been doing move stuff. We broke our car down. Fun story. We were supposed to put oil in it, I guess. Ricky didn't put the oil in. We drove on the no oil. now the car is dead. We bought a new car. We've got to figure out what to do with this car. We move in 7 days. I don't even know. Time means nothing. I got exposed to COVID Sunday. Haven't been feeling well since, and I have an infusion Monday. So like things here are a little. I don't know. Actually, that's pretty par for me, but for other people, it might be a lot. So that hasn't left me a lot of room for writing. So Tiffany is our North Star right now with the writing. Just been writing ghost stories right and left. And
I was like, am I?
Lord's work. But Tiffany was going to pick out a delicious prompt for us to talk through.
I would. Okay.
I love putting something on the spot. It's such a shitty thing to do.
You know what's fun?
But it's only because I know you won't hate me.
It was actually fun because I got out of the email and then all I had was like a page of emails that said writing prompt. And I was like, well, which one was it? But I think this was the one that we chose. I once knew a man who sold his soul to get his heart's desire. What was it?
Okay. So let's just do off the top of your head, what are you thinking? Like if you were to jump into this flash and you only had, let's pretend it's Richard and Martin's show. So you've only got, what, 20 minutes to write it? So what would be the thing? What would be the heart's greatest desire?
Well, I tend to do mystery romance. So mine would probably somewhere be around like either love or figuring out who killed their love, or avenging their love. Something probably with that, maybe.
Okay. I like that. I usually lean into one of the greatest sins, just because they're kind of universal and they're easy to recognize. So greed, gluttony. I mean, gluttony is mine, but lust. Any one of those are usually where I go first. Oh, this one, yeah. Someone got it before I could. Money.
I was going with this one. To be seen. He was always invisible, a regular guy in the background. His heart's desire is to be noticed. Fame, maybe.
Ooh, fame's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren. I realized this about 7 minutes to live. So yes, yeah. I will do it for next month.
I think we talked about this at one point, didn't we?
Yeah, it was part of the plan.
There was a talk about like what we would do, like how it would go, the form.
It's been a while, okay?
Yeah.
We had a whole like sheet, almost like a spreadsheet, Richard.
We
that had all kinds of information.
Notion document set out.
Yeah. We've done really good at remembering that.
That's very specific. I like it.
I know.
I was thinking fantasy, so I was thinking immortality for some reason. That just popped into my head. For his heart's greatest desire is to never die. So he's trying to. Because the first one was he sold his soul, right?
Yes.
That's the first part of the prompt. So that's what I was thinking.
So yeah, I mean, what would be worth your soul?
Ooh. Did you see Laura's?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forget everyone's an admin. Someone else.
To crossroads demon to find his family's murderer. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, I love that.
Oh.
I mean, Laura, Natalie, Chandra, like they're kind of the flash fiction queens. But this is why, because that's a complete story. Like you're going to give us a complete. I always try that in a flash to do more than a scene, a complete arc. But that is the complete arc. That's amazing. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Maggie has a good one too. I know. I saw.
Sure. He sold his soul to gain the woman of his dreams, but without a soul, he couldn't love her and was horrible to her. But she couldn't leave because of his deal. In the end, she leaves a list of his cruelty, and then,
yeah. That's why I said like hers was like, whoa.
Wow. I'm like, how do we fit that in 1,500 words?
Check Eva.
He sold his soul to become a soul gatherer. That's the buy-in. Right? Now he is dead, helping.
Wow.
You all should be authors. You all should be writers.
Yeah. You guys should write.
You guys should write.
You guys are amazing. I feel like you're storytellers.
I do like that idea. Right? I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
you could do what if it was like Aladdin, if you were doing like a retelling? Like instead of the genie, it's Aladdin selling his soul to become the prince.
Wow.
And then maybe he actually doesn't get Jasmine because like
She
she's not
wasn't
in
about
love
that.
with the prince. Right.
Right.
Like she doesn't want him once he becomes a prince or something like that.
It's a virtual hug. What? I'm shooketh. Like, so where Richard, I'm not even
Richard.
for the person who really needs to write erotica. Like, I mean, it's like it's there. He just has to
Right.
get
How
into
is
it.
he not?
Because, make it rhyme. Hey, y'all are making it hard. Now it's like, okay, I want a 1,500 word story. It's got to be his soul collection. We're going to go through a whole hero's journey in 1,500 words, and it needs to rhyme. Perfect iambic pentameter.
Oh gosh, that's even harder.
Hi, Emmy. How's the artwork stuff going? How did your event go? I'm dying to hear. Let us know.
See, my conversation would be like, so there's this like poster that I used to have, and it's the quickest, not quite poem ever, but it says, "Why I work, a short essay. I like food, the end." And that would kind of be my idea for if you guys made us write this in iambic pentameter, like why he sold his soul. He wanted love, the end.
Yeah. I would go as few words as possible. The more restrictions, I'm going to go as few words as possible. Well, let's just sneak around this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. My process is this. If I were writing this, I would write my beginning line. My words are not my friend today. Climax. Richard, don't. And then my last line, right? Those would be the three things I would write. And then I would fill in between. How do you guys tackle Flash? Do you go in that way, or do you just kind of pants it and like start writing it and see what happens?
I completely pants it. So once I have the idea, I just start going.
I go with the character. I think I try to figure out what the character's motivation is, and from that I get the first line. Unless the first line just comes to me. But I generally go with like why he would sell his soul, because then I can figure out where he's going. Did she already write it?
I know. I'm like, is she writing this now? Like, Laura's incredible. I mean, first of all three of these could probably have this written by the time we get done him and Han here for 30 minutes. Death comes with a big price, the essence of life. Death is a job that has a fare. He gave up his soul, and now he just rose, the dead from his side to there.
Seriously?
What do I win?
You win, my love. And he didn't, so look at that. He was walking home. He was just distracted. He missed that word. That's the only reason. Wait, I start the opening line and just go. When there's 6 minutes left on the timer, be at the climax ready or not. That's a cool way of doing it.
I don't think I've ever timed myself. Unless I'm in like a writing group.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been timed on Richard. Like I said, Richard's show is timed. Like you have, and actually Kent Sean's and Bethany Votaw's Drinking Live or Drinking Live. Don't Drink in Live, I think is what it's called. But anyway,
that's our next show, guys. Drinking Live.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be very similar layout and format. They give you a certain amount of time, so that's the only time I've ever timed. I never thought of doing that on my own. You know.
Right. Like I'm in a writing group, and she gives us the writing prompt. She has like a classic prompt and a challenge prompt. So like maybe the classic prompt is man walks into a bar and sees the love of his life, and the challenge is like she's been dead for 10 years. So then you have to figure out like the writing, and you have 15 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when it comes to Flash, I don't think the story through at all. But like I can't write my novels like that, but Flash, I just give me a prompt and I'll just start writing it. So.
You know, it's funny because if you time me, then I do kind of more just kind of pants it. But if I'm like sitting around and I'm thinking, oh, I want to write Flash, I kind of think of the person first, like the character first, and then go from there.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Richard.
Oh, Richard.
Oh.
Bless it. I feel like I wish I had this prompt for Deal with the Devil, this piece of Flash I did, because it was similar to the story you guys are building, and it could have been better. So I almost wanted to share it and be like, how could I make this better? Wait, what is this? My last line is, he felt the shadow lick his hot tear, murmuring in icy vapors, your sorrow tastes like ambrosia. Thank you for choosing her. Did you just write that just now?
Yeah.
Your last line,
that's what they do.
Thing, or
I know. I'm like, welcome to the writer's room where I realize how untalented I am.
Oh. Gwenna.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just overrode each other. I'm going to put my hand away. You're in charge of comments.
Oh, she said that's funny because immediately I imagine a 5-point outline for that flash prompt.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Kin Sean has 5 minutes discussion, 10 minutes writing, 5 minutes talking, and then a final 10, which I think is what Flash Aha does too. I think they have a similar 5, 10, and I was just on that show, so I should remember that. Adam will help me, or Richard is here. What am I talking about? I think they do a 10, 5, 10 too. And I think Natalie and Chandra do a 20-minute and then a 10-minute. Maggie can remind me on that because I know Maggie's in Flash Fiction Live every Saturday. Oh, good question, Kelly. We're not quite sure. Just kidding. So what we are going to do is once a month. So the three of us meet backstage on Tuesdays from 11 to 1 normally anyway. And actually it's a lot like this. It's chaotic. There's no plan. We're just talking and laughing about things. Sometimes it's writing, sometimes like fart jokes. You never know what it's going to be. It could be anything. But here we're going to focus on writing and do the thing we do with each other, which is talk about the piece, how we're stuck, and then talk through ways of fixing it. And so what we're hoping to do is invite folks from the community who are stuck on a project to join us. And you don't have to share the piece, so you don't have to read it aloud if you don't want to. You can just talk through the issue. And the idea is for us to give lots of different ideas for how to get out of a corner. And we're hoping chat as well, right? Could jump in and say, well, what if you tried this? What if you tried that? I mean, this has been a perfect example of what a bunch of writers can come up with if you throw out some red meat of here's my idea. How could we make it better? So that is what it is, Kelly.
Richard.
Wait. Oh, bless. Richard. My throat is hurting. Richard.
If you're playing bingo from PJs and Scribbles, Richard is a bingo card or is a bingo square. And I think I've said it 7 times. I think Barrett has said it 7. We're good.
So, Richard, I'm gagging on your puns. So, your thick, luscious puns. So, yes. So the idea was basically just ideas to keep it loose. We're going to try to be about an hour long or shorter. And just like we do in our group, again, ours is 2 hours because there's some not writing stuff we do of life and chatting and things. But for this, we're going to try to just do an hour. When someone has a project pop up, say I'm stuck, and then we're going to throw out ideas. And again, it's sort of like group. Words are not my friend today. Group. That thing that groups do when they work together. Group think. Oh, help, workshop. All of it. We'll do all of that for you. Okay. Okay, I gotta see what Emmy's saying. It's long. I'm working on a board game these days, so not loads of writing questions. Want to make it more virtual, and once I have it, anyone would be welcome to join for testing. That sounds like a ton of fun.
That would be fun. I'll test it.
Thank you.
Love board
I
games.
love a good board game.
Thank you, Lauren. Yes.
Wow,
So
that's it.
this
Brainstorming.
this part of the show is going to be where you all give us ideas for the words we could use of the show.
Because words are hard.
That's why we're here, because words are hard and we don't know what we're doing.
So we thought we'd do it with you.
We'll let you be a fly on the wall of our insanity. Enjoy.
This is true.
This is how we can give back to the world.
After
Yes.
Dorothy's from Gwyneth's channel.
Yes. So anyway, let's give an example of something we've worked on together. So Tiffany had wasn't it Tiffany's project that we went deep dive on last time, the ghostwriting project that you had? We can't talk about the project, but you had there was a character issue, best I remember. We were trying to figure out how to get a character to the place you needed them to be, and you needed some stuff in the middle.
Yes.
You needed some like.
Because I was stuck where my character, what does she do? I don't know. She does so many different things that irritates me. It's fun when you write a character that gets on your nerves. She was she was being stubborn because I needed her to get to the point where she realized that she needed to let go of someone, and she wouldn't do it. But I couldn't figure out how to get her to not let him go, but also to keep the stubbornness, but also to realize or have a moment with the guy that she's supposed to be with. And so we were trying to figure that out.
What were some of our great ideas?
I got so many, not just from you guys, but on a couple of streams. There was a few where, like, there was an argument where there was a connection between her and the other guy. There was the push into the guy that she's interested in. The main thing that I remember us talking about, though, in regards to the story that you guys really helped me with, was I've never done a magic system. And so you guys really helped me kind of figure out how to build that, how to come up with it. I have something we could talk about.
Okay, good. I'm going to pause real quick, answer Laura's question, and then we're going to do it. Laura Nettles' question: how do you know when a story collection is complete? I'm at 60K and 105 stories. May add one more. How do I stop? I'm going to tell you, if it were me, I would say you're probably there. I mean, I feel like 60K words is 105 stories is a lot. Like, I feel like you're maybe even giving away too much, because I feel like the last two short story collections I bought, Bethany Votaz was one, and then I bought the anthology that Danette and Aphrodite were in together for Regina's Haunted Library. Cannot think of the name of it, but anyway, great collection of horror stuff. And I feel like those only had 15 or 20 stories, Laura, and they were charging, like, I feel like I paid $10 for each of those. So, I feel like you've got way plenty. I know some of those are words, micro flash. Oof. So I know some of those are really short on the number of stories. So I say lean more into the words. And yeah, I think this is good advice too, So yeah, I think you're probably there. Best way to stop is to have some other folks tell you to stop. Like, people that love you.
Are you going for a set number of themes, topics?
Yeah.
And I think JC asked the same thing. Is there a theme to the collection? We keep it to the stories that highlight the theme.
I love us, Tiffany.
This theme is short adult horror stories. It's divided by subgenres of horror: cosmic, gothic, supernatural, sci-fi, religious, mundane, etc.
Okay. I mean,
so maybe give yourself a limit per genre, like maybe 5 to 8.
Yeah.
In each genre.
If anyone else in chat has ideas for Laura, at Laura, and share them with her now. Tiffany, what idea do you want us to rip to shreds for you?
Not so much an idea, but in the vein of you guys helping me with coming up with the magic system. So I had this idea for something supernatural that includes like vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, demons, goblins, ghosts, whatever. I've really only ever written vampires and werewolves or shapeshifters. But also, I'm thinking kind of like a cozy mystery, but not a mystery. So how do you do that? Because I tried to look up cozy romances, cozy comedies, cozy anything, and everything comes up cozy mystery.
I saw someone on Instagram the other day. They just followed me and they write cozy fantasy. And I've never heard of the term cozy fantasy before. So I was looking at their website. Um, and they have a bunch of books. Are you going for like that, like a cozy fantasy story?
I don't know. I don't know if it would be cozy romance, cozy. I just want it to be more fun. Like
Yeah.
I've most of my stories lately, I've been kind of in a dark place. I need something that's kind of sounding like it's not people burning folks and kidnapping them and then setting them on fire and sending their ashes to the wind.
Well, here, so we've got some great Magic System folks in the audience. We've got Mama Maggie, we've got Nia the Vixen of Fiction, Grayson Wild was here earlier, Anita Stewart's here, Emmy North, lots of folks, Lauren Adele, lots of folks write in this genre. So please, folks, give your input. But I want to put Maggie's question up first because this is the first thing we should establish: hard or soft Magic System. So Mama Maggie, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the difference here is a hard Magic System is specific defined rules for the magic that's in the text that like is not a mystery to the reader, where I feel like the soft is more like what I write, which is more like urban fantasy, where it's less defined. Like there's or for even on the far end of the spectrum, maybe magical realism, where it's never explained, right? The QLM, the story I'm working on now, the magic is never explained. There's never a point where the reader needs to know that because it's a magical like moment. Do you know what I mean? It's
I
not
think
like
this would be more like soft. Like it would be closer to an urban type of conversation. Like I don't know if it'd be urban. Well, I guess if it has all those different elements, it would kind of be fantasy. Because I was thinking more urban paranormal, but yeah, I guess it could be urban paranormal, urban fantasy, kind of hanging out. I don't know if all of it's fully explained on the page per se. I only have like 3 ideas of the story in my head right at the moment. So therefore I'm not 100% positive of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of that's another way I didn't even think of that, but that makes perfect sense. Here we go. We're getting and of course Sam also writes this. Hard set rules with set limitations and costs. Oh yeah, because we talked about the costs. Remember with like blood magic,
Right, we did.
that where you need to have a and soft kind of flows within the story. Yeah.
It's definitely I would be leaning more towards the soft.
Okay.
If we're going by those conversations, yeah, I'd be leaning closer to soft.
So just like a lighter feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's where the cozy kind of comes in. That was why I was thinking like, okay, if anybody's ever read kind of like and these are all mysteries, so unfortunately. There's a mystery series where this girl, I don't even remember the name of it, but she kind of inherits her grandmother. She thinks her grandmother died. She inherits her words are difficult because I'm like, what? I'm like the thing that you knit with yarn. Her grandmother's yarn business. And then she later finds out that her grandmother actually used to host a Friday night vampire yarn knitting group. And
the vampire knitting club.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. And then her family, she finds out her grandmother actually didn't die. She's part of the club now because she's a vampire. So I was thinking something like that, but without the mystery part of it. Or like if you've read like Aurora Tea Garden or like the cookie baker mystery chick that, again, I can't think of what her name is. So yeah, that was kind of my idea of this person being thrust into this new world of all of these different supernaturals, and just kind of, it's a fun time, but there might be a little mystery to it, but not, again, people setting folks on fire and kidnapping people and blowing their ashes to the wind.
That's just how my family does Thanksgiving. That doesn't mean you all have to.
You know, psychopaths around the corner and stuff like that. I kind of need something that's not destruction and despair, because I think I've kind of been in that world for maybe the last few things I've written.
Fair. This, I think, is a good point that Sam says. Cozy as a descriptor or blurb would definitely make me think soft magic system. I don't have the ability to put up a poll because I don't have YouTube up and all the things. But for folks in the audience, do you tend to agree with Sam on that? Especially my folks that write magic systems, because I kind of lean with Sam on this one, that cozy makes me think more light and less intense, so more soft magic. But let us know in chat. This was a question. I have not read the books. I just Googled them based on Tiffany's description and quickly found them.
No, they did not use the fangs of their ancestors. Those would be really short. No, they're used like actual knitting needles.
I feel like for like a kid's story, though, you could totally do vampires where, like, if they died, you take their teeth and they become like knitting needles. And you could,
that would be fun, though.
You know, like I could weave that into an interesting story. Weave, like what I did there. Sounds like it's a Monday on a Tuesday for y'all. Words are especially wordy.
Yeah.
Yes, Allison Sweeney. She's the chick who plays the cookie person that I can't think of the name of. But that's her actual name. That's not the name of the cookie person.
Yes, from is it
What?
Days? No, what was she on? Yes, Days of Our
Yes, she was
Lives.
on Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
Yes. She was Sammy. That I can remember, but I can't remember the name of her on the cookie person. Okay.
Oh, Days in a minute. I love me some Days. Check out Caitlin Young. The Vault sounds kind of what you're looking for. A girl is thrust into vampires, but it's cozy. Caitlin Young.
Wait a minute. Do I have that book?
I don't know. Check it out.
I haven't read it. Yeah.
Morgan and Ben and Shannon interviewed Caitlin, I believe, didn't you, early on for self-publishing tips and tricks? So if anyone wants the link, I'm sure you can go find that podcast on Shannon Houston's, SD Houston's channel. And what's happening right now?
I'm trying to write Volt into my phone, and it came up Colt, and then I wrote Bolt. So I've written everything but Volt.
And then the lady who followed me on Instagram, her description says, escape into cozy Victorian worlds featuring magical and paranormal elements, mild romantic heat, found family, and fantasy of matters fun. Her name is Belinda Kroll, if you want to check her out.
Okay.
So you're getting lots of yes from Christian, saying, yes, I would think soft light magic. Same from JC Houston. Emmy puts up that about our brains are melting, which is true. This was a good point. Cozy paranormal mystery is a thing, which I did not know. So I would like that, I think.
No, it is. I've seen a bunch of them. So that's why I'm like, I'm not necessarily sure I want mystery in it. Maybe.
Sam, do not share that idea and write that story. I love that idea.
That is. Okay, is it called Vault? I'm not seeing it.
Here's what I know, Tiffany. If you go to Shannon's channel and self-pub tips and tricks and find the Caitlin Young episode, I'm sure they'll have the links to her goodies.
No, what it is that I was searching my actual books. I don't have it.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
When I went to the actual bookstore,
Murder She Baked. Okay, so like Murder She Wrote is
yes, okay. That's it. Okay, now we remember who it is.
Were we still guessing something?
I don't know.
I think cozy is a good descriptor as well. The character is Hannah Swenson. I think the series is Murder She Baked. There you go. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, here we go. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Okay.
That's why I love you all. Did I say JC Houston? Did I really? SD Houston. Y'all, I don't even know. Cozy does feel laid back, but also could be used if it's witchy with spells and potions, depending on the situations, but still light. I love a good witchy story. Tiffany is new to witchy stories. That's why we had to talk about magic.
But I feel like witches would also be in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If I could tell you guys more about the whole conversation, I would. I just, again, I really only have, I have a name, I have 3 characters, and a setting. That's kind of all I got.
Okay. Oh, I'm seeing a big idea. But maybe it's a competition between who can knit the prettiest thing for the International Vampire Knitting Competition, and everyone underestimates her until her grandma's fangs make the winning item.
Wow.
I feel like we need to send this to the person who wrote the Vampire Knitting Club.
Be like, hey, did you watch our mess of a show where we couldn't find words and speak?
Because we came up with a great set of stuff for you.
We solved the next series. You're welcome. Yeah, well, my suite will be surviving today.
I do know it's possibly set in Louisiana.
Okay.
It may be Texas.
Okay.
Which is exciting because I've never been to Louisiana and I've only been to Texas once. So yeah.
Okay.
But I know it's Southern.
Mm-hmm.
If you want. I know
this.
That would be funny.
I know that it's adult paranormal. And I know the club or the person, one of the main characters is kind of a boss babe woman who kind of is like not so much scary, but she doesn't take a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I missed most of that.
Okay.
I loved it. My question was this. If we're thinking Louisiana, do you mean New Orleans or do you mean outside of New Orleans?
I think outside of, one of these days I gotta go to New Orleans because I'm telling you, I got like 3 stories that I've partially written that are set in Louisiana, and it's mostly just me Google Earth trying to figure it out. And a AAA trip ticket.
Pretty darn close. You've got a little taste of New Orleans just down the road because Soulard is so close. Gives you many of those vibes.
Yeah.
If you can stand the drunk white people.
I got one of my favorite pictures down in Soulard. It was a bra in a tree.
Because
that's what happens with the drunk white people.
I mean, listen, it's fun. Like Mardi Gras is always fun down there. The story I can tell you about that, when I lived downtown, we lived in a loft. My boyfriend at the time forgot to lock the front door. We woke up and there was a man asleep in our entryway.
Oh.
And when I woke him up, he was upset that we had not gotten him to the guest room. And then when he realized we weren't his friend, was then upset that we weren't his friend. What'd you do with Danny? Who the fuck is Danny, bruh? And like, where are you? Like, I don't know who that is. So
oh my God, that is right up there. The guy that I was dating in college, I don't remember how we got into this story, but apparently him and his roommate forgot to lock their door in the dorm one day, and some guy came in, peed in their in their trash can and walked out. And I was like, what? And they were like, and he was very nice because like there weren't, like, you didn't have bathrooms in your room, but their room did have like a sink. So apparently he peed in the trash can and then washed his hands in the sink and then left. Never turned on a light, never did it. And I was like, what?
This better have been before cell phones, because I would have made him TikTok famous.
It was before cell phones,
what
or
is
at least
this?
before the popularity of cell phones. Like there were no cell cameras, but yes, I would have easily done that.
Well, it's just the old Mardi Gras. We get a little crazy. Hi, Jen. Welcome. Googling tours is especially, yes, agree.
That's how I picked out every spot in New Orleans that I've ever come up with for a story.
I feel like New Orleans is a great setting for magic. Like, and I haven't visited since Katrina. So like been a long time since I've been there. But when I had gone before, just doing 3 or 4 of the tours of the cemetery tours or the voodoo tour where you go to see the different voodoo shops and stuff, like there is something magical about that city. That's just, I don't know. Like if there is,
going to go there, but I haven't.
Well, and hello, next year's writing retreat.
Voodoo thing.
New Orleans. Now we're not going to go anywhere in New Orleans because dirty, but we'll go stay in a house and look out at it from the window.
Hold on, you just gave me an idea of where.
I mean, he washed his hands right out of it, like he washed his hands. So bless.
Okay, I just got an extra idea.
Ooh.
Maybe where I'm thinking it used to be a cemetery. And that's where the location is of the building.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Adam. Bourbon Street is where they do the Mardi Gras parade and Southern Decadence, which is what I was supposed to be going back for Katrina, which is the Gay Pride Parade, Southern Decadence. It's in September. But literally, my flight was about to take off and got canceled, and I was like, "This is so stupid." And then Katrina hit, and like I felt like an asshole. So, but yes, Bourbon Street.
I'm not opposed to that.
Not New Orleans for next year.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I have water. Do you need it?
Just shove it through the screen.
It's coming.
Well, and I'm having this like getting cold and getting hot, and like it's just I'm like, oh, what is happening? Yeah. So okay. Yes, New Orleans. So magical New Orleans. Texas to me doesn't give me the magical vibe as much.
See, that's what I was kind of thinking. But well, the reason why I said maybe Texas is because so often like people set supernatural stories in New Orleans. So I didn't want to compete with another New Orleans story.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I like my first thought was New Orleans. It was especially because the name that I have is Maison Nuit.
Oh, I love that.
And so yeah. So that's the name that I have for the location. So that's why I was like, I feel like that's a New Orleans thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting questions. Is this for setting, New Orleans or Texas? Yes, we were kind of debating which is more magical. Now, Maggie makes a great point. San Antonio has some deserty, mystical places, not a place for vampires, probably because of sun. But I'm just guessing. Claude, hello.
I'm not opposed to
here we go.
Maggie's comment down here. Is Canada known?
This is a good point. What are we talking about? Canada?
Well, because Maggie says, why not set it in Canada, Quebec? Is Quebec known for magical, supernatural kind of conversations?
I'm going to tell you, I dated some magical men from Canada. So there's something going on. And I have 2 words for you, Justin Trudeau. So.
You know, in all fairness, he is kind of cute.
It's magic. I mean, have you seen our presidents the last few? None of them are looking that good. I'm like, give me a hot one. We haven't had that since President Obama.
Well, but also none of them have been that age. Like,
that's President Obama. He was giving me the, okay. Okay, so we're getting lots of Quebec. Oh, ghosts and spirits. Okay. Oh, not that magical. Interesting.
Oh.
Ghosts and spirits. Oh, this is interesting. Gulfport. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you might have some of the same vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
Oh, Trudeau. Yeah. A ghost tradition. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do remember.
Hers is. Yeah, it is set in there.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, look at us. This is what we think is good.
I didn't think about Virginia.
Ooh, yeah, there'd be some spooky stuff there.
That's what I agree. Like, I feel like New Orleans and Louisiana is kind of overdone.
It might be, and it probably you're probably right. Lean into that feeling.
Yeah.
Because
I just think of Vampire Diaries or the originals.
Yeah.
And I think of New Orleans and magic.
I think of Anne Rice.
And I think of, even though I've never read it, True Blood.
Yeah, that too.
Anne Rice. Almost all of Anne, well, I guess Interview with a Vampire wasn't. Well, part of it was in New Orleans, wasn't it? Part of the book's in New Orleans, and then part of it's in San Francisco.
And I mean, I still could use the name because I do believe that my chickie, that the main girl hails from. I've got this idea that she's a vampire, and she was part of the French court.
Interesting.
So she's an old vampire.
Way old.
Yeah, I know St. Louis has ghost stories. I don't feel like setting it here.
I mean, the other thing I'll throw out, and this is one where I think Maggie can help us with, and there's might be one or two other people that would have some experience with this. But so, quick story. The home I grew up in Lexington, Missouri, was built on some claimed land from indigenous people. And all of those homes were very haunted. So I'm sure there are lots of places where that kind of story, stolen lands, things like that. You know, I love a good, you took our land, so we came back and haunted you and killed all your babies for 100 years. It's just heartwarming to me. Gives me good feelings. I feel like Christmas. So
I absolutely love killed our babies for 100 years.
Well, I mean, isn't that fair? Like, really, you came in here and killed us and took our lands. Like, I'm going to haunt you for the end of time. I do agree. So Georgia, Gwenna said Georgia. Most of Georgia, Virginia. If you're looking for French Canadian setting, Quebec City is a very historic city. I was going to say my tours in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, again, these are specific to plantations, but those are some creepy places too. Like, there's just some icky feelings there. So I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot
I have a question for Grayson on his question.
Grayson,
on his statement. It's at 11:53.
Okay, got it.
I know mermaids tend to have to be by water, but do sirens?
Oh. I don't know the history of sirens. What is it?
I don't either.
Sirens are aren't they mostly in the ocean? Because don't they call to sailors and
pull them in, right?
I thought that was mermaids.
Ships on the rocks. Those are sirens, I believe, because sirens are the ones that sing, and then they lure in the ship people, and then they crash on the rocks, something like that. Unless I'm wrong, but that is what I always thought a siren was.
Okay, because I was kind of thinking they would be interesting to add in. I got a story idea that could play with a siren, but I don't. If it's not set near water. Did I really just say water? Like,
yeah, you did. You said water.
I was like, what is that word? Could we still bring in a siren? So
I love the idea of a siren or a mermaid. So siren and mermaid are different.
Oh, I like Laura's though.
Wait, which where did I miss it already?
No, it's down further. She said a siren that moves from community pool to private pools in people's backyard.
I love her. Like, how did you come up with that? I would never have a real job because I'd just be writing all the stories if I could come up
Eva also says a river siren. That would be interesting. I could put a river by it.
Because it says half bird, half woman is what Google says a siren is.
Is what?
Half bird, half woman.
Okay.
But they live near the water or on the water? I don't know. But that's what I just Googled.
I mean, I love the idea. I mean, I know Nia writes historical. I think JC teased that she might jump with historical. I love, for the river siren, I love the idea of like the river boats, when the river boats were happening. Like, that would be a great spooky story of like who's crashing all these river boats, and it's like a river siren, which nobody thought was a thing. I'm down for that story. Someone write it.
You know, this is making me question, because originally I think I thought the the story was in first person, but now I'm thinking third because maybe it could branch into a number of different conversations.
That's interesting. Did you see this? I could tell you more than one creepy tale about being haunted in Savannah. Those spirits follow you. It kept us on us all the way to Ohio. I want to hear that story. So next time I'm on your stream, I want to hear spooky stories. I love this from Grayson. There's a stretch of land where you can walk from Portland to Corpus, and it's surrounded by water. Apparently, a girl drowned in those waters, and people claim to see and hear her often. Ooh.
Like from Portland, Oregon to Corpus in Texas?
I'm betting Corpus Christi. I'm betting there's a Portland, Texas.
That is a really long walk.
Quick of the Google. No, that gave me flights. Never mind.
Portland, Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense because I was like, oh my gosh, her feet are good.
Yes. Well, and that's what I was thinking, Sam, because you can get New Orleans here in St. Louis. We have Soulard, which is New Orleans here. So, and that's where the riverboats stopped, which is why our farmers market is there. That's from the 1700s because the riverboats would stop, unload products and produce and bring it up, and then people would buy it. So same. I want someone to write the Lake River Siren.
Ooh, Charleston, South Carolina. I do want to do something in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me just tell you, I will go back to Charleston in a second. It was haunting. It was beautiful. There was a biscuit place where I fell in love. Don't tell Ricky. I love him still, but the biscuits I loved a little bit more. Newfoundland sirens. Oh, Canada. Okay. Canada. Did I just say Canada? Canada. Okay.
We've just established all words are not our friends.
It's not. It's not a thing.
Just vibe with us.
Mississippi does. Yes, it connects.
But the only thing is, but I think, because I do have part of my Bella story that's not set in South Carolina, but it is on an island off the coast of South Carolina. And I do know that there was a slave trade that went through South Carolina. So I could, and that's near the water. I could work with that, and then that does bring in the siren, which then could also bring in a river, even if it's not the Mississippi River.
I was going to mention Lake Lanier too.
Yep.
I should Google that.
Yeah. What I'll say, if you do Charleston, be sure and check out the Gullah Gullah tribes, because there's a huge...
yeah, that's part. That's what I looked up for the Vela story.
That Gullah Gullah ghost tour in Charleston is awesome. Scary. You won't sleep right, but
because spoiler alert, one of my main characters is from the Gullah people. Just a little spoiler.
Fairy folk, as if mystified forest people. Another prompt: what would you feel being turned into fairy folk? Ooh, I mean, I am fairy folk. Yeah, no, I like that prompt, Emmy. I can play with that. I'm going to tell my future children that Grayson Country was named after me just to mess with them. Please do.
You know what? When I was in high school, I told people that Russell Stover was part of our family, and they believed me for like 2 years. There you go.
Wow. There was a little girl ghost in the house down the road from me, and the house remained abandoned since her death. People would drive by and see her. After her parents passed, the house collapsed. I think I told this story on another stream, but in Lexington, Missouri, which we should stop in when we're going to Kansas City, or coming back, I should pull off and drive you through. It's my little hometown. But it's terribly haunted. And there was a place called the Anderson House, and it was a wealthy house that during the Civil War was turned into a hospital for the Union soldiers. And there's still blood on the floor. There's bullet holes in the walls. Like it's legit. But every time I've ever gone in that house, I've had a panic attack. As a kid, like as a little, for my Cub Scout troop to decorate the Christmas trees for the holidays, I got panic attacks and could not stay. And I told my mom, she was like, why don't you like going there? I was like, I don't want to be there. I don't like it. It doesn't, gives me goosebumps. I don't like it. Like that was all I could like verbalize of what bothered me about it. And then since I've gone and done the ghost tour, they're like, yeah, lots of people died here and they sawed off limbs and like people have reported seeing ghosts and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Gullah Geechee people.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sirens are currently having a discussion about being haunted by AuthorTubers. It's a growing problem.
We're doing it.
Growing problem, Claude. You're not wrong. African elemental beings are called the Contombo. I'm not saying that right. And they include water elements and witches. Love that.
Okay.
Yes, it's scary. And visiting Charleston, agree. Kantabi could be the source of your water siren.
Okay.
I'm looking at all this siren info. How did you guys like have this on the top of your heads? Like, I'm
I
not
know.
good of a writer. I'm like, how did you all start?
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah.
Sirens are the enslaved people who didn't make it on the journey to the ocean. They are trying to prevent ships. Wow, that would
Oh my
be.
gosh, that
I'm
is
getting
really
an
good
idea
idea.
for
That
siren.
just
Story,
sparked
someone-
an idea.
Okay,
Someone
I
write
think
that.
you guys have helped me. I think I'm set. My story's gonna be set in South Carolina.
Okay.
And I think there is gonna be a siren because I'm getting the idea for a siren that it is a person who was tossed off a slave ship on the crossing and somehow comes back but finds like the love of their life, and it's either one, and I'm feeling like it's an interracial love story, but I'm not positive. We'll see. I think you guys have given me some ideas.
Well, good. That is what this show is about, and that is what Morgan and I had planned to do for you this show all along.
We planned this.
It's all part of
I'm
the plan.
glad you guys had a plan. Yes.
We did. Morgan and I did not show up backstage before you and go, so about today, what were we going to do?
Actually, Claude,
I love this idea.
I do too, and I totally think you need to write it.
Sisters of the Drowned.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea because
posted.
I have to finish like the other 3 stories that I'm writing.
Right.
But my other idea was that it was going to be something that are a series of either short stories or novellas that are only available to my newsletter or my book.
Ooh.
As in a
And so
newsletter.
it would be kind of like a Kindle Vella in the sense of it would be a continuing series, but it would only be like short stories that were somewhat standalone. So yeah, so
Like
that's the idea that I came up with. I have to figure it out more so. That's why I couldn't give you guys too many details because I'm like, this is something that popped into my head literally Sunday. And I've been trying to force it out while I'm editing the other story so that I don't get into a rabbit hole of like, let's write that while I have a deadline of next Tuesday.
So for Claude and the others who want to read it, probably a cookie for your newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
In
Sign
the
up for the newsletter.
I think the first, I know whatever I write for the first one will be, yes, it will be a cookie for my newsletter. But I also think my book club will get to read it first on my Ko-fi.
You should plug
And then it'll go into the newsletter.
You should plug that book club one more time. But before we do that, I'm going to pass it to Morgan to do a sweet outro.
Oh, okay. My name is Morgan Lee. You can find my channel. I think it's linked below. I do productivity sprints every Monday morning around 8 a.m. I am a co-host of the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast, which you can find on SD Houston's channel. And I will have 2 books out at the end of the year. I promise you. It'll happen.
Love it. Tiffany. Oh, and are you scripting the book?
No, I stepped down from scripting the book because
I understand. You're doing a lot of things.
But I
Okay.
also thought scripting the book was taking a vacation until September or October.
Is it?
I don't know.
Nia's in the audience, so we can ask. The last AuthorTubers React is coming up this month, and then we're taking a hiatus. So I bet the hiatus is similar. Oh, here we go.
This is interesting.
The voodoo shop, too much appropriation, not my story. I say the same thing I said in my video, is that if you're willing to do the research, I think as long as you do the work into telling a good story that's not appropriate or not perpetuating negative tropes, and that is not offensive to the people you're talking about, and you get the sensitivity readers that are the thing you're talking about, I think it could work. But yeah, I just say you got to do the work and commit to doing the work.
I also think it would depend on how you like wrote it. Like, were you coming from like this is just a voodoo shop as a backdrop, or are you talking about like the character's personal experience of why they're into voodoo? Might make a difference as well.
Yeah.
Grayson's
What perspective you're coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Was someone putting up Grace? Tiffany, don't stop.
Yeah.
This.
Have to research it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Laura, if you write it, we'll find folks, or we'll hunt out folks who read it for you that would have, or at least I can look for some writers and that might have a connection or be able to give you some guidance on everything. I have a tweet. Okay, I'll check it. Thank you, Maggie. Scripting the book is the 31st for Emma and Clueless. Nia told us. So, Tiffany, how about you? What's coming up besides a cookie for your newsletter?
Oh, that cookie's way off, guys. Sorry. I gotta get through some stuff. Like I gotta at least figure out some things, some other stuff first. I have some more and scribbles coming on Thursday. Come check us out. It's a good time. I have what else? Oh, I'm reading my first chapter of my Kindle novella on Sunday. So hang out with me while I do that and freak out because I've also never read anything online. So woohoo! And you can check out my Scrivener AWC as well as Morgan's Diversity AWC, because as we were just talking about. And then my Kindle novella comes out on Tuesday. Yay!
Yay! I'm Barrett Laurie. Thank you for joining me.
Wait.
Oh.
Hold on before we get out. Mama Maggie has a book launch party tomorrow for Sakatumi.
Oh, Maggie, that's probably what you're messaging me for. Okay, I will check it and then I'll be in touch. Congratulations. I will be there for sure and we'll connect and talk. Yes. So yes, AuthorTubers React. I will be on Saturday with Nia, the Vixen of Fiction, and Zara Hoffman and Charlie are my lovely co-hosts along with Nia. And we're talking about all the things for AuthorTubers React. CGL has our writing contest big event in August. We're announcing who won in each category, so that's going to be exciting. And then now the Writers' Room, which we're doing, which is going to be wonderful and great. And again, if you want to join us, shoot us a message. Let us know, what you'd like to visit about. We'll get in touch with you, I'll set up a backstage with you to kind of figure out what you need from us and how I can streamline it for the show so it doesn't look like this. And we'll get it all set up. And there will be a forum, Lauren, in the future going forward. So I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. We told you we'd only keep you an hour. Have a wonderful day. We love you. And we will see you all week long on different streams and different places. Bye, y'all.
Bye.